So today we're going to show you how to replace the saddle and the extension tube with a new saddle and a new extension tube that is actually hydraulically operated. Now the first thing you need to do is make sure that the diameter of the extension tube is correct. This one is 30.9 millimeters. So 30.9 millimeters is what the tube that exists in the bike has to be. And the way you tell that is you have to remove the saddle and look at the tube. Before we do that though, the very first thing you want to do is to measure the height of the saddle. 36 in the back, 37 in the front. So those are going to be your approximate dimensions. Okay, after you verify that you have the right diameter tube, then if you look at the saddle on the bottom, there's this mechanism right here. You're going to have to remove this because you're going to mount these two tubes that run the length of this onto this part of the new extension tube. So once you remove this from the saddle, then you're just left with these two rails, and these two rails are going to sit on that little rail connector on the seat. We'll get a close-up here in a minute. When you take this apart, there's two bolts that come in from the bottom into this top part, but both these pieces are loose. So one just kind of sits on there, then the saddle goes on, then this sits on it. Yeah, if you look at this closely, these rails don't line up with this exactly. So I'm going to have to use a channel lock or a vise or something to pull those a little bit together. Alright, so I actually did have to take this to my vise and actually bend that together so that this would fit on there properly and slide. So now let's install the saddle. So actually what you should do is just put these together like that, and then you're going to set that down on there, and you're going to have one of the bolts ready. So I got it together here. I'm going to set this down on here. Now the tricky part is you get a bolt through the bottom. So you just kind of jiggle it around, and then all of a sudden it'll go in. So now this slides. So once you can slide it, then you can snug these up with your fingers again. Obviously that's too high, tilted too high this way. So we need to loosen this up.
There we go. So your seat's going to sit somewhat like that. These are going to screw down. So let's reverse the ratchet. It's still too high in the front. So we're going to loosen this up again. Tilt it down a little bit more. Guess that's as far as it'll go.
So the seat can move backwards and forwards. I think to tilt it down a little bit, we would loosen this up. And let's just, yeah, move it right about there. Okay, those are tight. Now we're going to measure the height once again. And we want 36 in the back, 37 in the front. Okay, it's 41 or 40 and a half. So we need to lower this down just a little bit more. Right about there. Measure it again. 36 in the back. There's 36 and 38 in the front. We'll try that and see how that goes. Now I'll show you a close-up of the seat from the top. Actually has a hole in it for ventilation. So this is now a suspension seat. There's actually a little shock absorber in there. So when I get on, that seat should actually go down a little bit. So let's just try it and see. Yep, you can actually hear it. I think I'll lower it a little bit more. Right about there. So let's try that. Yeah, you definitely want to sit on the bike. Yeah, it feels a lot better. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask the questions in the video in the comments area. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and click on the bell once to click on all videos to be notified when I release new videos. And if you have any questions about the Himiway Zebra e-bike, please leave a comment below and I will answer your questions. Thanks for watching.